told to wait, to hope, to depend. You were taught to trade your imagination for obedience, your desire for doubt, your faith for fear, and so the mind that could have commanded riches became a servant to circumstance. Tonight, that training ends. For the next 6 hours, while your body sleeps, your mind will awaken to the law that governs all wealth. It is the same law that lifted men from poverty to power, that guided Edison through 10,000 failures, that made Andrew Carnegie the richest man of his age, that whispered to Henry Ford when the world called him a fool. It is the law that whatever the mind can conceive and believe and repeat in faith, it can achieve. This is not a dream. It is a discipline. Every fortune ever created was first built in the dark, not with hands, but with thoughts. Thought is the seed of every empire, every invention, every success. Yet thought left unguarded becomes the enemy of its master. The poor man thinks poverty. The fearful man rehearses failure. The doubter repeats his defeat until it hardens into habit. But the rich, the truly rich, use the night. They know the subconscious never sleeps. It is the fertile field where every suggestion takes root, where every belief multiplies. They feed it only the language of wealth, certainty, and purpose. They command it to obey success. And now so will you. Tonight, you will let 6 hours of unbroken law pour into your mind until poverty becomes impossible to you. These are not affirmations. They are commands, decrees, forged from the philosophy that has created more millionaires than any other body of knowledge known to man. Listen closely. The words you hear will travel beyond memory. They will pass the gate of reason and enter the realm of creation itself, the subconscious. There they will work while you rest. They will rearrange your doubts. They will dissolve your fears. They will replace every limiting belief with wealth consciousness until your very heartbeat speaks prosperity. You will awaken with a new mind, a mind that expects opportunity, a mind that sees money not as chance, but as law, a mind that no longer asks, "Can I afford this?" but commands, "How shall I create it?" For years you have been repeating the wrong lessons. You have listened to those who told you life is hard, money is scarce, and success belongs to the lucky. They were wrong. The law of success shows no favoritism. It obeys definiteness, faith, and persistent thought. And tonight, as these words reach the depths of your mind, that law will begin to serve you. Each hour of this speech is a ladder, from ignorance to understanding, from fear to faith, from limitation to dominion. The first hour will quiet the noise of the outer world. The second will cleanse your inner conversation. The third will rebuild your belief in cause and effect, that riches respond to definite desire. The fourth will train you to command money as a servant, not worship it as a master. The fifth will fortify your persistence until failure becomes fuel. And the sixth will seal these laws into your subconscious so firmly that even in your dreams, you will think wealth. You do not need to struggle for money. You need only to think rightly about it. Money is a shadow of service. It follows value. It obeys imagination backed by faith. And it flees from indecision, fear, and drift. For too long you have drifted, asleep while awake, working without vision, saving without purpose, earning without belief. But tonight, as you sleep, you will reverse the current. You will stop the drift. You will become definite. Let this be your command before you close your eyes. I am the master of my thought. I am the captain of my faith. I am rich in mind and therefore rich in life. Repeat it once aloud, then release it to your subconscious. For 6 hours, I will speak to that hidden part of you, the part that never forgets, never rests, never argues. It will obey every word, It will begin to act tomorrow through your hands, your choices, your instincts, your voice. You will notice yourself thinking differently, walking differently, deciding faster, speaking with authority. You will feel the quiet confidence of one who knows wealth is inevitable. This is the transformation that happens not through effort, but through alignment. When the conscious and subconscious agree, nothing can resist you. When thought and belief unite, the world must conform. That is the secret. Do not let the simplicity deceive you. The greatest truths are simple: faith, definiteness, and repetition. These are the keys. And tonight, as you sleep, those keys will turn within you until the door to wealth swings open. Close your eyes. Let go of the noise. The world outside can wait. In this silence, a new world is being built within you. You will fall asleep as you always have, but you will awaken as a different being. Poverty will no longer recognize you. Doubt will no longer speak your name. You will carry a new vibration of certainty that others will feel before you speak. They will call it luck. You will know it as law. So listen now, not casually, but as one who has decided. Let every word sink deeper than thought, beyond resistance, until it becomes your identity. Let these 6 hours rebuild the mind that God intended you to have. A mind of power, of purpose, of wealth. Fall asleep to the sound of success. Wake to a life that matches it. For once the subconscious accepts wealth as natural, the conscious life must obey. Listen while you sleep, and you will never think poor again. I have discovered that while the body rests, the mind continues its eternal labor. It builds unseen structures, lays foundations for tomorrow's deeds, and fashions circumstance from yesterday's thought. Sleep does not stop creation. It merely removes distraction. The subconscious remains at its post, shaping the clay of belief into the form of experience. Each night is a workshop where destiny is drafted. The conscious mind retires. The architect beneath begins its work. It accepts every plan handed to it before slumber. The blueprints of faith are the scribbles of fear, and proceeds to construct accordingly. Thus, the careless man sleeps into misfortune. The wise man sleeps into mastery. I learned long ago that riches do not begin in toil, but in thought. The world labors by day to express what the mind conceived by night. Edison's inventions were born in silence long before they glowed with light. He used the hours of rest to impress ideas upon his deeper mind, knowing it would solve problems while he slept. That habit built a world of brightness. Andrew Carnegie confided that each evening he spoke to his mind as to a loyal servant. He rehearsed his aims in calm assurance and fell asleep, certain they would be fulfilled. His subconscious, obedient to confidence, marshaled resources beyond calculation. Faith became his nightly companion, and fortune his daily shadow. Henry Ford told me he often drifted to sleep repeating the vision of a motor car within reach of every man. His engineers doubted, yet he dreamed in certainty. That picture, etched upon his subconscious, guided every decision until the impossible stood in iron reality. The night had worked while the world mocked. You may prove this law for yourself. Before sleep, feed your mind only that which you desire multiplied. Thought is seed. The subconscious is soil. Repetition is rain. Plant faith and wealth must grow. Plant worry and want will follow as surely as shadow follows form. The law does not argue, it obeys. The poor man repeats unconsciously, I never have enough. The rich man repeats deliberately, all that I need comes to me through service and faith. The difference is not circumstance, but direction. Poverty is first accepted in thought before it appears in purse. Reverse the thought, and the purse must follow. Each word spoken before sleep is a command issued to the builder within. Speak idly, and chaos answers. Speak deliberately, and order appears. The subconscious does not reason, it executes. Therefore, choose words of definiteness. Say, I am rich in thought. My mind attracts every good thing. Repeat until belief replaces hope. You will find that emotion quickens creation. Feel your statement as truth. Gratitude, faith, and calm expectation give it life. Doubt cancels its design as surely as frost kills seed. The subconscious responds not to language alone, but to the feeling behind it. Speak with conviction, and it will hasten to obey. Imagine each night the wealth you desire already secured. Do not see the struggle. See the completion. Picture yourself performing acts of generosity, living in comfort, serving with freedom. The image, charged with emotion, becomes a pattern the subconscious cannot resist fulfilling. You may think this imagination idle, yet all creation is imagination disciplined. The architect dreams before he builds. The composer hears melody before a note is written. Why should you not design the temple of your success before sunrise lays its light upon it? Repetition is the mother of belief. The mind learns by rhythm. One assertion made once is but noise. Spoken nightly with faith, it becomes law. The stars themselves obey repetition. They rise and set without failure. So must your affirmation rise each night until wealth becomes as certain as dawn. Calmness is the gateway to power. Do not fall asleep in irritation or fear. Such emotions are architects of ruin. Enter rest with gratitude and peace. The subconscious, soothed by order, will draw harmonious events. To retire in agitation is to hand a broken compass to your inner pilot. If the day brought disappointment, release it. Say, this too is servant of my good. The mind cannot build upon resentment. Forgive quickly, bless freely, and close your eyes with a heart unburdened. The peaceful man sleeps into progress. The resentful dreams in circles. Faith begins where logic ends. You need not know how the law will act, only that it cannot fail. The farmer does not study the mystery of growth. He sows in confidence. So must you sow thoughts of abundance and let the night perform its ministry. As you practice, you will notice change. Worry will lose its voice, fear its audience. Ideas will arise upon waking, guidance, opportunity, and quiet conviction. These are the messages of the mind that worked while you slept. Record them. They are worth more than gold. If doubt intrudes, persist. Habit yields only to stronger habit. Each night you instruct your mind, the new pattern deepens. The day will soon mirror your persistence. Poverty will withdraw from recognition, for thought has denied it audience. The mind is both servant and master. It will rule you through drift or serve you through decision. Choose which role it shall play. Command it each night. You are my builder of fortune. Obey faith. Magnify purpose, create abundance, speak with authority, for you address divine machinery. You may ask why this must be repeated nightly. Because man forgets. The world's noise dulls conviction, and habit must be renewed. As muscle grows by exercise, faith grows by repetition. Consistency engraves belief until it becomes identity. Let others labor blindly, you will labor intelligently. While they waste the night in idle chatter or restless sleep, you will train the power that never rests. 6 hours of right thinking will accomplish what years of confusion could not. Imagine yourself standing before the treasury of the universe. Each night you deposit thoughts of faith and gratitude. Each morning you withdraw their interest in opportunity. Wealth, like water, flows toward those who keep its channel clear. Say these words as you drift toward sleep. I am the master of my sleep and the builder of my fortune. My mind works for me in silence, shaping prosperity from thought. I rest in faith, knowing my tomorrow is richer than today. Repeat slowly until peace descends. Feel ownership of the words. They are not hope, they are law. The subconscious receives them as blueprint and will not rest until form matches thought. Soon others will sense a change in you. They will notice a calm assurance, a silent strength. They will call it confidence. You will know it as mental order. Your very presence will suggest prosperity long before wealth is visible, for the world always recognizes a mind at peace with power. This is how riches begin, in silence, in certainty, in repetition of right thought. The night once wasted in worry becomes your workshop of creation. Each sleep adds brick to your invisible empire. In time, the structure will stand complete before all men to see. Rest now as a builder rests after giving instructions to his crew. Know that your unseen workers labor faithfully. The design is perfect, the materials infinite, the result inevitable. Close your eyes not in weariness, but in command. For this is the first night of your awakening, the night when thought replaced fear, when intention replaced drift, when faith took the throne. From this hour, you no longer sleep as a servant of circumstance. You sleep as the architect of destiny. Every man lives by a pattern of thought, woven thread by thread through years of repetition. Most do not know they wear it. They move by it, think by it, and call it fate. Yet it is no more fate than the tailor's cloth is the man himself. It is habit, not destiny. And tonight you will begin to change it. The mind does not destroy, it replaces. It cannot hold both faith and fear at once. It will express whichever you feed most often. The poor man thinks of lack, fears the loss of it, and multiplies what he fears. The wealthy man holds one vision only, abundance. He repeats it, breathes it, and becomes it. You have tried to fight poverty in the wrong way. You have struggled against it, cursed it, feared it, resisted it, and by that resistance you have fed it. Whatever thought you oppose, you keep alive by attention. You must not fight the old pattern. You must substitute a new one. Nature knows no vacuum. When faith enters, fear departs. When gratitude speaks, complaint grows silent. From birth, you have inherited ideas of lack. Parents warned you that money was scarce, that ambition was dangerous, that you should be grateful for little. Teachers told you not to dream too high. Friends mocked those who succeeded. Each suggestion planted itself in your subconscious until it became your natural belief. You did not choose these ideas, they were imposed. But now you must choose. The subconscious is not intelligent, it is obedient. It has no reason, no judgment, no mercy. It carries out the orders it receives most often. It cannot say, this belief is false, for it cannot think, it only acts. Therefore, if you have repeated poverty thoughts, it has built poverty conditions. When you repeat wealth thoughts, it will build wealth conditions. It never questions the command. It simply constructs according to plan. The key is repetition. As the craftsman uses hammer and chisel, so you must use affirmation and imagination to carve a new pattern into the mind. Each repetition weakens the old groove and deepens the new. The process is slow at first, but it accelerates with persistence. The day will come when the new belief acts automatically, as easily as breathing. It is useless to say, I will not think of poverty. The moment you resist it, you think of it. The law of mind recognizes only the positive command. Say instead, I think riches, therefore riches think of me. I no longer resist. I replace speak it firmly until the subconscious accepts it as truth. You cannot plant roses by removing weeds alone. You must plant new seeds. The weeds will die naturally when the new growth takes root. Likewise, The thoughts of fear and limitation will fade when abundance is constantly imagined, constantly affirmed. Every rich man I have known has practiced this substitution, whether consciously or not. Henry Ford ignored mockery and replaced doubt with decision. When others told him the car for the multitude was folly, he repeated inwardly, "It shall be done." That thought became habit. Habit became factory. Factory became fortune. Andrew Carnegie built his empire not by chasing money, but by training his mind to see system where others saw confusion. He replaced the thought of competition with the thought of cooperation, the thought of fear with the thought of faith in men. The world rewarded the substitution. I have seen men of little education transform their lives by this single principle. A clerk who once feared dismissal began each morning repeating, "I am indispensable. My mind is keen, my service excellent." Within months, he was promoted, not because of words alone, but because words changed thought, thought changed behavior, and behavior changed circumstance. Your thoughts are not idle. They are living forces, clothed with emotion, sent forth to find their likeness. Each night you send out an army of thoughts. They return at dawn with what they found. If you dispatch fear, they bring you its proof. If you dispatch faith, they bring you opportunity. The results differ only by command. Gratitude accelerates the substitution. When you give thanks for what you desire as if already yours, you train the subconscious to accept it as present. Gratitude speaks the language of abundance. Complaint speaks the language of lack. Speak gratitude, and your mind begins to translate the world accordingly. The poor man thinks of what he lacks. The rich man thinks of what he has and multiplies it. When you awaken, do not say, "I must have more." Say, "I rejoice in what I possess, and more comes to me by law." Gratitude is the gatekeeper that admits wealth and bars poverty. To rebuild the inner pattern, you must also change your emotional response to money. Many secretly resent it. They envy those who have it, fear those who control it, and call it evil while secretly desiring it. Such conflict creates poverty. You cannot draw to yourself what you despise. You must learn to feel peace in the presence of wealth, both yours and another's. When you see riches, bless them. Say silently, "That too is my good in expression. I rejoice in its presence." The subconscious records the emotion, not the logic. Rejoice in another's success, and you prepare your mind to receive your own. Do not expect the old pattern to vanish overnight. You have fed it for years, but each time you affirm abundance with faith, you withdraw energy from the old and give it to the new. The mind follows the strongest rhythm. Let faith beat louder than fear. In the quiet of night, imagine yourself surrounded by the symbols of prosperity. Peaceful home, meaningful work, freedom of time. Do not strain to believe. Simply feel ease in the vision. The subconscious responds to ease more readily than to force. Visualize money as a river that flows through you, not to you. When you think of it as movement, not possession, you cease clinging and begin circulating. The river that moves remains pure. The pond that hoards stagnates. Think of money as service in motion, flowing from you in value, returning to you in supply. Every new mental image must be impressed with feeling. Words without emotion are empty shells. Say, "I am abundant," and feel the weight of gold in your hands, the satisfaction of purpose fulfilled, the gratitude of giving freely. Emotion seals the thought into the subconscious. The subconscious learns through pictures, not argument. Therefore, when you think of wealth, paint it vividly. Picture not the coins, but the comfort, the freedom, the opportunity to uplift others. See yourself calm, decisive, generous. The image must be alive. It must breathe conviction. If fear arises while you practice, do not resist. Recognize it as a remnant of the old pattern. Observe it without anger and replace it. Say, "Thank you for reminding me to choose again." Then choose abundance. Each such act weakens fear's authority. Understand that the mind cannot remain empty. If you do not fill it with faith, the world will fill it with doubt. The newspapers, the gossip, the complaints of neighbors, all these are seeds of poverty seeking your attention. Guard your mind as you would a treasury. Admit only those thoughts that pay interest in success. When I first began teaching this principle, many laughed. They said, "Hill, thoughts cannot change reality." Yet I watched them prove the opposite. Their poverty thoughts changed reality daily. If negative belief can destroy, how much more can positive faith create? Practice the law of mental substitution each night until it becomes second nature. Begin by identifying one recurring thought of lack. It might whisper, "I cannot afford that," or "I always fail." Replace it instantly with, "I always find a way." "I am supplied in full measure." Write your chosen affirmation on paper. Read it before sleep and upon waking. Speak it aloud until the sound becomes music. The voice carries vibration directly to the subconscious. Words spoken with faith become orders to the unseen. When discouragement visits, remind yourself that every great structure appears incomplete while under construction. The scaffolding of repetition hides the beauty that will soon emerge. Keep building. The pattern of wealth will reveal itself in due season. Soon you will notice small proofs, unexpected kindness, new opportunity, easier decisions. Each is a messenger announcing the new pattern taking hold. Acknowledge them with gratitude. They are the first fruits of inner change. Observe how others begin to treat you differently. They will sense the alteration, though you speak nothing of it. Confidence commands respect. Faith draws cooperation. The world rearranges itself around a man who believes in his worth. Every night, review the day with calm reflection. Where did you think lack? Replace it mentally with the opposite image. Visualize abundance flowing into that area. Then close the day with these words: "My mind no longer entertains poverty. I think abundance, and abundance thinks of me. My thoughts are my fortune." As you continue, your inner voice will change tone. What once whispered fear will now affirm possibility. You will awaken with new ideas, meet new allies, and recognize chances once invisible. It will seem as though fortune favors you, but in truth you have become fortune's magnet. Do not grow impatient. The old pattern will test you. Circumstances may appear unchanged at first. This is the moment most men surrender. They forget that the tree grows roots before it shows branches. Persist, continue nightly substitution until faith becomes reflex. The time will come when poverty seems unreal to you. You will look upon it as one looks upon childhood, a thing outgrown. You will no longer try to think abundantly. You will simply be abundance in expression. That is mastery, the moment when the pattern and the person become one. Affirm this truth as you rest tonight. I no longer resist, I replace. I think riches, therefore riches think of me. The pattern of lack is erased. My subconscious obeys the law of abundance, and my life reveals its order. Repeat it softly until it becomes rhythm. Feel peace flow through you as the words sink into the deep mind. You are no longer fighting the old. You are creating the new. This is the quiet art of transformation. It is not war but substitution, not struggle but surrender to higher law. You need not force the change. You need only persist in planting the right seed. The soil never fails. Soon you will awaken as another man. Others will notice before you do. They will see in your eyes the calm assurance of wealth, the quiet authority of one who commands his thought. They will feel it in your presence and respond with opportunity. For the mind, once repatterned,